Hello everybody! Where the hell have I been? So my video editing software is still not working correctly, and that's a big part of the problem. I haven't gotten new video editing software yet, but I am working on it, and I'll get there at some point. That shit can be pretty expensive. Fuck! On top of being neurodivergent and working through that with different types of workbooks and other resources that are starting to become available to me, my health has been a little rough lately. So if you follow me on Twitch or on stream, you might know, but I've got some health issues. They are not like super crazy things per se, or at least I don't think so. But that's kind of sort of what I'm starting to work on a little bit, and I'm thinking about putting some videos out for it. So here are my main concerns. A lot of you might actually know if you follow my channel. I suffer with urinary incontinence. And what we say in my particular medical community is that I've got UIDD, which stands for urinary incontinent diaper dependency. That means there isn't a surgery that is going to help me and I don't take medication for it. So a nappy is really the only way for me to go. And that has got me started on something new. For the longest time, I've been handling my urinary incontinence with just me and my doctor, and I've kind of been handling it my own way. I've been told that the way that I handle it is not really the best way to handle the type of urinary incontinence that I struggle with. What I've been doing with that is I've been wearing kind of the wrong protection and dehydrating myself so that I feel more comfortable and it's less noticeable. Well, it turns out that's not particularly great for your health. Constantly dehydrating yourself like that can cause kidney problems. You can get kidney stones. Look, I never claimed to be smart. This is just the stuff that the doctor has told me. So that being said, I'm now using the correct type of protection. And because of that, I'm going through a list of different nappy companies, and I will touch on that in a later video. Because what I've got going on is I've set up a diaper delivery plan. That way I don't have to constantly rush out to the pharmacy. I can just have them delivered to my house, and my family and I can maintain that better that way. The other thing that I've got a problem with is I have got massive headaches. I've been suffering with chronic headaches and migraines for about 20 years now. Yeah, that's not hyperbole at all. That's the real number. It's been 20 years. Recently, my headaches have actually started to become more frequent and stronger. Now, I am supposed to be taking some medication, but I haven't had it in a long time, and it's time for me to start back up on that. I want to get into the situation where I'm walking into my next stage of everything as healthy as possible, and my headaches are like one of my number one concerns on that. Because after 20 years, I would really like for my headaches to go away. I struggle with 3 different types of headache, one of which is kind of like a primary headache. It's just like a regular stress headache kind of thing that happens. The other one is migraines. I get plenty of migraines, and they can be devastating. Sometimes they can affect my ability to talk correctly. Not like they're hindering my speech, it's just talking hurts. On occasion, they have seen me laid up in bed all day, and sometimes they've actually affected my motor skills where I've not really been able to walk correctly. My legs kind of feel a little numb and jelly-like, and the best thing for me to do is just lay down. And the third kind is called a primary stabbing headache. Primary stabbing headaches are also known as ice pick headaches. They're very direct. You can feel them in one exact spot. You can actually put your finger on where it hurts when they happen. Primary stabbing headaches don't last very long. They only last for, I don't know, like a couple of seconds. I usually time mine in at 7 to 10 seconds. But they hurt so bad. They're like a sudden brain freeze in one exact location. Mine tend to happen right above one of my eyes, and I can usually feel it right behind the ear at the same time. I don't know anything about them. I contacted my doctor and said I've been having these very quick headaches, and they stick around for a couple of seconds and then they go, but they have a tendency to make me forget that I was talking, forget that I was streaming, forget that I was playing guitar. Sometimes I have them and I forget that I've even had it. I'll stop talking in the middle of my sentence, and then it feels like I'm just like, hey, what's going on? Why are we standing here? And people are like, well, you were talking and you quit. And the next problem is I have a heart condition. And for my heart condition, I'm actually supposed to be taking beta blockers, and I haven't taken them in a long time, and I need to get back on top of that. I'm trying to walk into the next chapter of life as healthy as possible, and it's kind of been a little bit of a struggle lately. So I've got a doctor's appointment. In order to help my cardiovascular health, I've been eating correctly and like exercising a lot more. I don't really have like a lot of salt in my diet right now. I'm trying to stay away from sodium. I don't have a sodium problem, but I don't want a sodium problem. You know what I mean? I'm watching my cholesterol. I don't have a cholesterol problem, but again, I don't want a cholesterol problem, so I've got to stay on top of it now. Other than that, I've been doing my normal like jogging and lifting weights and going for long walks, trying to stay as physically fit as possible so that I have good cardiovascular health. My diet is not for losing weight. My doctor told me not to lose much more weight. My diet is actually a heart healthy diet. So I do have an appointment, but I've been doing all the dieting and the exercise before my appointment gets here, so I'm trying to be proactive. And admittedly, that does take a good chunk of time out of my day. But in the end, I'm sure it'll be worth it. And other than that, I've just been crafting, crocheting, you know, trying to keep myself occupied. And of course, streaming early in the morning. So yeah, everybody, that's kind of what's been going on. And I think I'm going to start kind of documenting this stuff as I go along. So if you're interested or you're just like, hey, what the hell is Maple doing lately? I'll be around here, hopefully. Alright, well, that's pretty well all I've got to say. Till next time, cheery bye!